Heard the one about the broker who went to write his REs? No? That's probably because it's not very funny. I'm Hanna Barry, and this is RISKSA TV. Financial services professionals have just under 3 months to write their RE exams. Media reports earlier this year were of hardly anyone registering, but the FSB made some official figures available to us. As at 31 January, close to 54% of both representatives and key individuals had written the exam. Pass rates are something else entirely, but examination bodies are reportedly seeing a surge in registrations. Authorized by the FSB to comment on behalf of all examination bodies, Moonstone's Paul Kruger is convinced that March will see a record number of registrations.
We've seen a fairly big upsurge in the number of registrations over the last few weeks. I think some of them are from the Afrikaans guys, and then also a lot of people realizing that time is running out, there are only so many weeks left.
It seems that most are now buying into the idea and aiming to ace their exams and then brag about it to their clients.
It went okay. I didn't study that hard. The exam is not that difficult, but they try and catch you out with questions.
And then you get so many different study material, which is, to me, is not right. There's not one set of study material, it is all different things.
I think it went better than the last time.
Good stuff. Hope you made it.
Hope so.
Prepare to write a week off of your life, and please, it's over. And yes, very well organized, well run, and look forward to all the product exams coming up in the future.
I think once one gets used to the fact that they're multiple choice, and if you work hard, I think they are possible. You must work hard, that's something.
If you have not yet registered, do so now. RISKSA TV wishes all our brokers, representatives and key individuals best of luck when writing their REs. South Africa's pro-poor budget could not have been better received even if it had been delivered by Robin Hood himself. A clear highlight for insurers and other industry in Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan's now R1 trillion budget speech is the massive increase in infrastructure spending. With us here in studio to discuss the budget, as well as the impact of US sanctions against Iran a little later, is independent political analyst, futurist and keynote speaker Daniel Silky. You recently tweeted that while the budget speech attempted to make South Africa a more investor-friendly destination, it didn't quite succeed. What do you think Pravin Gordhan should have done to fuel investment growth in South Africa?
It's about an entire review of red tape within South Africa. It's about a review of labour legislation in particular in South Africa to make the country that much more attractive. It's about reviewing our Department of Home Affairs inability to efficiently attract skills into South Africa and process those skills. If we're going to invest in infrastructure to the tune of nearly R1 trillion as proposed in the budget, we are going to need vast skills coming into this country.
2012 may bring us the apocalypse after all. In order to force the world's third largest oil producer to open up its nuclear projects for inspection, the US strengthened sanctions against Iran last December and has promised to come down hard on countries and companies that continue to deal with Iran. Hence the EU's prompt embargo of Iranian oil in January. Between 25 and 30% of South Africa's oil comes from Iran, making us one of 3 countries that heavily reliant on Iranian crude. The Department of Energy recently told the media that the majority of South Africa's privately owned refineries are geared to only process Iranian crude, and that modifying these to handle oil from elsewhere would cost hundreds of millions and take months, if not years, all the while disrupting our fuel supply. We have until end June to comply. Daniel, South Africa has to stop importing oil from Iran and may not be able to comply by deadline. How strict will the US be? Do we face exclusion from the US financial system?
Well, I think the short answer is we actually really don't quite know at this stage as to whether the US will go all out in excluding us, as you have alluded to. My own personal view is that South Africa finds herself in a very difficult position. She has had historic links with Iran politically. But at the same time, South Africa clearly wants to be seen to be on the side of the United States, especially in terms of South Africa's desire to secure a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. So the country, South Africa, really has to trade off her historic ties with Iran and also her desire to be part of the broad agreement within the United Nations that can secure Africa and South Africa a seat at the UN.
On a lighter note, the theme was red and black at Auto & General's kick-off function in Cape Town last month. And here's why it was considered the sweetest affair that day. This candy spread was an instant hit and nearly stole the show, but Auto & General did manage to announce its broker partners for the year. They are Frans Kalp Finansiële Dienste, Breakthrough Consulting, Riverport and Direct Access SA. RISKSA TV could not help but notice the host of beautiful supercars on display. Which makes us wonder, are they hinting at something? Or did the executive staff just receive huge bonuses recently? Insurers are great at calculating risk. It's what they do. Which is why you would expect them to turn down an obvious risk, like standing barefoot on a lawn while competitors are armed with heavy, solid balls that could easily break a toe or bruise an ankle. But you'd be wrong. The Insurance Institute of the Cape of Good Hope's Barefoot Bowls Day was held at the Camps Bay Bowling Club in February. Insurers, loss adjusters and the like competed against each other in a game of barefoot rollball, much to the dismay of the club's stalwarts. When asked for comment, most just said, even if offered for free, don't drink the slush puppy. The hottest event on the insurance calendar this year is undoubtedly the Insurance Conference. And despite boasting what is probably the most unfortunate set of successive acronyms on TV yet, the IISA, FIA and SAIA Zaire ensure us that this year will be one to remember. It's going to be bigger and better than ever before, with a beefed up program and a host of keynote speakers you won't want to miss. Sun City is the place to be this 10 to 13 June, and seats are filling up fast, so book your space by registering on the IISA's website. Information about exhibiting, advertising or sponsoring is also available. For more details, contact Pat Hunter. RISKSA TV will be there too, so come meet the team at the RISKSA stand. Now let's take a look at the upcoming events this month. If your event wasn't featured here, please send event details to the email address on screen. In a previous broadcast, RISKSA TV had some fun with our competition, but Karma soon corrected this when Andy and Mike paid a visit to the IISA offices in Joburg recently. Andy left the rental vehicle lights on, and the two had to push start it in full view of everyone at the offices. 50 crews, 7 countries, 7 checkpoints, 7 parties, 7,000 kilometers in 17 days. Team Risk Africa is taking part in Southern Africa's wildest rally adventure, the Putfoot Rally 2012. To have fun? Maybe. To save rhinos? Definitely. Andy, Mike and Blake are prepping for this epic trip in their 95 Land Rover Discovery. Backed by Prosano, Team Risk Africa is raising money to put shoes on disadvantaged feet. We are also raising funds to sponsor anti-poaching teams to protect South Africa's rhinos, while creating awareness around the crime that rhino poaching is. Get in on the action by logging on to our NetStar-enabled blog, where you can track the team's progress and make donations to these worthy causes. The Putfoot Rally enjoys growing media coverage and is pure awesomeness. It's all happening from 20 June to 6 July. Be a part of the adventure. Old Mutual is breaking new ground by rolling out a life and disability product specifically for mixed martial arts fighters. This once controversial sport has grown in popularity, and we know the broker that organized the deal with the insurer and South Africa's MMA promoter, EFC Africa. Join me next time as I step into the ring with those involved and thrash around some ideas on the topic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and look out for interesting topics and opinions in the latest issue of RISKSA magazine. I'm Hanna Barry, and this is RISKSA TV, the face of the industry.